Once upon a time, in a beautiful village called Umuofia, there lived a wise and a king named Eze Chukwudi. He was loved by all the people in the village because he always cared for them and listened to their problems. Eze Chukwudi had a beautiful queen named Adaeze. Queen Adaeze was known for her kindness and her ability to make everyone smile. Eze Chukwudi and Queen Adaeze loved each other very much, and their love was the talk of the entire village. Everyone admired their strong bond and wished to have a love like theirs. But there was one person who was not happy about their love. His name was Dibia Okoro, the witch doctor of the village. Dibia Okoro was jealous of the king and queen's love. He wanted to be as powerful and as loved as Eze Chukwudi. Instead of helping the people with his knowledge of herbs and magic, he wanted to use his powers to harm others. Dibia Okoro secretly plotted to break the love between the king and queen. One sunny morning, as Eze Chukwudi and Queen Adaeze were walking in the royal garden, they came across Dibia Okoro. He was carrying a small pot filled with a strange, bubbling liquid. The witch doctor greeted them with a fake smile and said, "Your Highness, I have prepared a special potion that will protect you and the queen from any harm." The king, always trusting and kind-hearted, took the potion without any suspicion. But Queen Adaeze, who had a sharp mind, felt uneasy about Dibia Okoro's sudden gift. She decided to keep an eye on him. That night, as Eze Chukwudi and Queen Adaeze were about to sleep, the king remembered the potion and decided to drink it. He took a sip and immediately felt a strange sensation in his heart. His love for Queen Adaeze started to fade, and he began to feel anger towards her for no reason. Confused and hurt by his sudden change, Queen Adaeze didn't know what to do. The next morning, Eze Chukwudi woke up feeling distant and cold towards Adaeze. He didn't greet her with his usual warm smile or kind words. Instead, he left the palace without saying a word. Queen Adaeze was heartbroken and decided to seek help from her closest friend, Nneka. Nneka was a wise and gentle woman who lived at the edge of the village. She was known for her deep understanding of people's hearts. When Queen Adaeze arrived at Nneka's hut, she could hardly hold back her tears. "Nneka," she cried, "something terrible has happened. The king's love for me is fading, and I don't know why." Nneka listened carefully and then said, "Adaeze, I have heard whispers about Dibia Okoro's jealousy. I believe he may have done something to harm your love. We must find a way to break his spell." Meanwhile, Eze Chukwudi, feeling confused by his own emotions, wandered into the forest. As he walked deeper into the woods, he stumbled upon a group of children playing near a river. Among them was a boy named Obina, who recognized the king and ran up to him. "Your Majesty," Obina said, "why do you look so sad?" Eze Chukwudi, unable to explain his feelings, just shook his head. "I don't know, Obina. I feel lost and angry, but I don't know why." Obina, a bright and curious boy, thought for a moment and then said, "Maybe you should talk to my grandmother, Mama Ifeoma. She knows many things and can help you." With nothing to lose, Eze Chukwudi followed Obina to Mama Ifeoma's hut. Mama Ifeoma was an elderly woman with a kind face and wise eyes. She welcomed the king and listened to his troubles. After hearing his story, Mama Ifeoma said, "Eze Chukwudi, it sounds like you have been cursed by Dibia Okoro. But do not worry, for every curse has a cure. You must find the roots of the iroko tree and the feathers of the white eagle. With this, I can make a potion to restore your love." Back at the palace, Queen Adaeze and Nneka decided to confront Dibia Okoro. They approached his dark and eerie hut with caution. When Dibia Okoro saw them, he knew his secret was in danger. With a sinister smile, he said, "What brings you to my humble abode, Queen Adaeze?" Queen Adaeze, with courage in her voice, replied, "We know what you have done, Dibia Okoro. Your jealousy has led you to harm the king and our love. We demand you undo your curse." Dibia Okoro laughed wickedly. "You think it's that easy? The king will never find the ingredients to break the spell. His love for you is lost forever. But what Dibia Okoro didn't know was that Eze Chukwudi, guided by Obinna, was already on his way to find the roots of the Iroko tree and the feathers of the white eagle. As the sun began to set, Eze Chukwudi and Obinna reached the Iroko tree, its giant roots stretching deep into the earth. With determination, the king began to dig. Eze Chukwudi and Obinna worked tirelessly, digging around the massive Iroko tree. Finally, they unearthed the roots they needed. Exhausted but hopeful, they set off to find the white eagle. They trekked through the dense forest, guided by Obinna's knowledge of the land. As they climbed a steep hill, they spotted a nest high up in a tree, and there, perched majestically, was the white eagle. Eze Chukwudi, with great care and respect, approached the nest. The white eagle, sensing his pure intentions, allowed him to take a few feathers. With the ingredients in hand, they hurried back to Mama Ifeoma's hut. She mixed the roots of the Iroko tree and the feathers of the white eagle into a special potion and handed it to Eze Chukwudi. "Drink this, Your Majesty. It will restore your heart and break Dibia Okoro's curse." Eze Chukwudi drank the potion, and almost immediately, he felt a warmth spread through his body. His mind cleared, and his heart swelled with love for Queen Adaeze once more. He knew he had to return to her quickly. Back at the palace, Queen Adaeze and Nneka stood strong against Dibia Okoro, refusing to back down. Just as the witch doctor was about to cast another wicked spell, Eze Chukwudi burst into the room. "Stop this madness, Dibia Okoro," the king commanded. "Your jealousy ends here." Seeing the king's determination, Dibia Okoro realized his defeat. The villagers, hearing the commotion, gathered around the palace. They had long suspected the witch doctor of foul play, and now they knew the truth. United, they drove Dibia Okoro out of the village, ensuring he could no longer harm anyone with his dark magic. With Dibia Okoro gone, Eze Chukwudi turned to Queen Adaeze, his eyes filled with love and regret. "Adaeze, my dearest, I am so sorry for the pain I caused you. My heart belongs to you, now and forever." Queen Adaeze, tears of joy streaming down her face, embraced the king. "I knew our love was strong enough to overcome any obstacle." The villagers cheered, celebrating the return of their beloved king and queen's love. The joy and unity in Umuofia grew even stronger that day. Eze Chukwudi and Queen Adaeze continued to rule with kindness and wisdom, their bond unbreakable. In the end, their love story became a powerful legend, reminding everyone that true love can conquer even the darkest of spells. And in Umuofia, they all lived happily ever after, united in love and harmony.